Let us start by looking at the incredibly tense and suffocating situation currently playing out on our screens. As you guys know, Dante and Lulu just touched down in the British Virgin Islands. They're on a desperate, high-stakes rescue mission to track down Rocco and Britt. Thanks to that crucial, yet highly suspicious intelligence provided by Cassius, they actually managed to corner Britt. The atmosphere in that tropical hideaway is thicker than molasses. Britt is deteriorating rapidly without her proper Huntington's medication, and Rocco is completely terrified, lashing out at everyone because he is carrying the massive, heavy secret that he was the one who pulled the trigger and shot Ross. The sheer panic in that room is palpable, and you can just feel that something terrible is about to happen to our favorite characters. But here's where the upcoming episodes are going to completely pull the rug out from under us. According to my exclusive insider leak, the rescue mission takes a wild, unpredictable turn. Lulu, Rocco, and even a very sick Brit somehow manage to make it out of the Virgin Islands and return safely to Port Charles. They step off that plane, breathing a massive sigh of relief, thinking the worst of this nightmare is finally behind them. But there is one glaring, terrifying problem that is going to leave viewers screaming at their televisions. Dante is not with them. The police commissioner has completely vanished without a single trace. No goodbye note, no final text message, absolutely nothing. He is just gone, evaporating into thin air right when his family needs him the most. I have to tell you guys, the moment the Port Charles Police Department realizes their top cop is missing, the entire station goes into a state of absolute frantic high alert. Imagine the sheer chaos erupting in the squad room. You are going to see a massive, unprecedented manhunt launched across the city and beyond. Every single officer, from the rookies to the seasoned detectives, will be scrambling, pulling double shifts, and tearing the town apart to find their missing leader. The absolute panic setting in among the ranks is going to be phenomenal television, and it perfectly sets the stage for a classic Sweeps Week mystery that will have us all glued to our screens. Naturally, the very first suspect on everyone's mind is going to be the dirtiest agent in the game, Ross. If you ask me, Ross has more than enough motive to want Dante permanently out of the picture. Think about the history here, ladies. Ross is a cornered animal right now. He is a double agent working with the dangerous Djinns, and his grand evil plans involving that cold fusion prototype on Spoon Island are constantly being threatened by the good guys. Dante has been a relentless thorn in his side, constantly digging, constantly pushing, and getting dangerously close to uncovering the full extent of Ross's murderous and deceitful web of lies. Let us dive deeper into Ross and his sinister motivations. If Ross is indeed the mastermind behind this shocking abduction, it is a brilliant, albeit evil, tactical move. By taking out Dante, Ross effectively decapitates the police department. He removes the most dangerous, capable obstacle standing in his way. Plus, let us not forget the deeply personal vendetta here. Rocco shot Ross. Jason is currently sitting in custody taking the fall for it, but Ross knows the truth. What better way to enact brutal, soul-crushing revenge on a teenage boy than by stealing his father? It is a sick, twisted game of cat and mouse, and Ross is exactly the kind of ruthless monster who would orchestrate such a devastating blow to the people who dared to cross him. However, ladies, this is where the leaked script rumors get incredibly juicy and completely flip the script on everything we thought we knew. My sources are whispering that the writers are plotting a massive casting shakeup and a storyline swerve that will leave our jaws on the floor. What if the person who took Dante is not Ross at all? What if the kidnapper is a completely mysterious third party, someone with a much grander, far more complex agenda than simple bloody revenge? The soap opera gods love a good misdirection, and I am telling you, all signs are pointing away from the obvious villain and towards someone much closer to home. Brace yourselves, because this is the bombshell you have been waiting for. The biggest, most shocking theory currently circulating behind the scenes is that Anna is directly responsible for Dante disappearing. Yes, you heard me correctly. Our beloved, fiercely independent Anna. We already know that she just pulled off a daring, brilliant escape from her medical treatment facility in France. She played it so cool, knitting and smiling for the doctors, waiting for the exact perfect moment when their guard was down, and then she bolted, right before Felicia was scheduled to visit her. She is in the wind, and she is dangerous. Now, why on earth would Anna, a woman who has dedicated her life to justice, suddenly go rogue and abduct the police commissioner? I have spent hours analyzing this, and I see two very distinct entirely possible paths the writers might take. The first path is the secret savior theory. If you look closely at Anna's history, she has always been willing to operate outside the law to protect the people she cares about. What if Anna discovered that Ross had ordered a lethal, unavoidable hit on Dante? What if she realized that the only way to keep Dante breathing was to snatch him herself and hide him away in a secure, undisclosed location where not even the WSB could find him? Think about it from Anna's perspective. She knows how deep the corruption goes. She knows that Ross has eyes and ears everywhere, possibly even moles planted deep within the police department. If Anna tried to warn Dante or go through official channels, Ross would have intercepted the message and killed Dante immediately. So, Anna puts her elite spy skills to work. She creates a scenario where everyone, including Ross, believes Dante has been taken by an enemy. She is forcing Lulu and the rest of the family to endure this agonizing heartbreak, all for the greater good of keeping Dante alive until Ross is finally neutralized. It is a classic, heartbreaking sacrifice that perfectly aligns with Anna's complex, heroic nature. But ladies, we have to talk about the second, far more sinister possibility. What if the trauma, the stress, and whatever happened at that medical facility in France completely broke Anna? What if she has undergone a massive psychological shift and has returned to Port Charles not as a savior, but as a dark, calculating adversary? We have seen characters snap before, and Anna has certainly been pushed to her absolute limits recently. If she has truly gone to the dark side, her motives for taking Dante become terrifyingly ambitious and deeply self-serving, and it would change the landscape of the show forever. Let us talk about the ultimate power play. Before all this chaos, Anna was the police commissioner. It is a title she wore with pride, a position of immense power and influence that she fought hard to maintain. Right now, Dante is sitting in her chair. Dante is the one leading the charge. If Anna wants her life, her power, and her prestige back, she needs that seat empty. By orchestrating Dante's disappearance, she creates a massive vacuum of leadership at the police department. The city will be begging for a seasoned, experienced leader to step in and take control during the crisis. Anna could casually stroll back into town, play the hero, and reclaim her throne as commissioner, all while secretly holding the man she replaced captive. It is dark, it is twisted, and it would be the ultimate betrayal. While we debate Anna's true intentions, we cannot ignore the devastating emotional toll this is going to take on the survivors. My heart absolutely breaks for Lulu. She finally opened up completely and honestly to Dante. They were deepening their connection, finding their way back to a place of profound trust and intimacy. Now, she is going to be left standing in Port Charles, desperately trying to piece together the final, frantic moments before Dante vanished. She will be agonizing over every detail, wondering if she missed a clue, a shadow, or a warning sign in the Virgin Islands. The guilt and the terror are going to consume her, and the writers are going to milk every single tear for all it is worth. And what about Rocco? This poor boy is already carrying the weight of the world on his young shoulders. He knows he shot Ross. He knows Jason is locked in a cell, sacrificing his own freedom to cover up the crime. Now, the father who rushed across the globe to save him has been taken. Rocco is going to blame himself entirely. He will believe that if he had just stayed home, if he had never gone on the run with Britt, Dante would still be safe. That kind of psychological burden is enough to break a teenager, and watching him spiral is going to be incredibly difficult but undeniably gripping television for all of us watching at home. Then there is Britt, whose situation is already a ticking time bomb. Her Huntington's disease is worsening by the minute. She just unknowingly received poison medication from Rocco, swapped out by the evil Ross. If she survives that lethal trap, she will have to return to Port Charles and face the wrath of a police department desperate for answers. They will interrogate her relentlessly, demanding to know what she saw and who took their commissioner. Britt is going to be caught in the crossfire of a massive investigation while her own body actively betrays her. It is a tragic, high-stakes scenario that perfectly highlights the brilliant, chaotic writing we expect during Sweeps Week. The race against time is officially on, ladies. The police department is turning the city upside down, Ross is continuing his deadly games on Spoon Island, and a missing commissioner is the explosive catalyst that will tie all these storylines together. Will they find Dante before it is too late, or will the kidnapper's grand master plan succeed? And the biggest question of all, if Anna is truly the one pulling the strings from the shadows, is she the ultimate self-sacrificing hero trying to save a friend, or has she become a dangerous, power-hungry villain with a terrifying agenda of her own? I want to know exactly what you guys think about this massive leak. Drop your thoughts, your theories, and your wildest predictions in the comments below, and let us get this debate started.